I'm Don with this week's newsletter from huntingfishing.com that Doug has prepared. Doug, great newsletter today. Let's talk about some of the highlights that are hitting us nationally.
Will do. To start off with, off the California coast, there's the first lease sale to be held for offshore wind on the West Coast. And this is backed by the Biden administration. They will hold the lease sale for offshore wind energy, and that is going to be on December 6th.
Maybe.
The last thing we need more petroleum. And I heard, Don, that we are out of diesel fuel. Have you heard that?
You know, as far as the strategic reserves are concerned, yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Mm-hmm. So there you go. All right, moving on. Over in Florida, the hundreds of Burmese pythons were removed during the 2022 Florida Python Challenge. Now, they removed 231 of these pythons during a 10-day competition.
I am so disappointed I didn't get an invitation and I missed it. Wow.
Well, remember last week we talked about the guy that tried to cross the Canadian border with 6 Burmese pythons in his pants. I mean, what is it with people?
I'm sorry, that gentleman is right up there with it, with a burglar. He doesn't deserve to see the inside of a squad car.
That's right. Stupid is the stupid
God, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Over in Wyoming, if you're not familiar with a place called Devil's Canyon, there's a bighorn sheep herd that's experiencing the disease outbreak north of Lovell. The disease itself, if I remember correctly, it is, let's see, trying to find it. It's a pathogenic strain of the bacteria, Mannaheimia, halomyctica, etc. But anyway, the infection basically is unknown, and the Game and Fish Department up there is working to figure it out. So, just so everyone knows.
Is there any evidence that it's susceptible to other ungulates?
No. Like I say, they just discovered this, according to the article, and they're frantically trying to come up with some of that information. I'll keep tabs on what's coming across in Wyoming. In Alaska, warming waters is an issue. It's a key culprit in the Alaska crab mass die-off. Oh, boy. The season is closed. The Bering Sea snow crab season will remain closed through 2023. That's bad news.
Well, I had heard that, and we were kind of monitoring it. They say warmer waters, but I've yet to see warmer waters defined in degrees warmer.
God, and even if we did, Don, I wouldn't have any idea if that's good or bad. I don't know what break line you hit, and then you've got a problem with warm water. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But anyway, just to let people know.
That's certainly going to impact the fishery up there.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Up in Washington, there were cougars found eating Washington wolves.
Nice.
Again, the Department of Fish and Wildlife up there is, they keep their wolves around collars so they know what's going on, and they have found these to be attacked by local cougars. Great meal for the cougars, hey, I say.
Yeah, great way to get rid of dogs. Yeah, I'm totally good with that.
Just to note that in Utah, the Department of Wildlife Resources is proposing new statewide elk management plan and changes to elk hunting. Now, there isn't much to tell about that, but just to let people know things are changing, at least here in Utah. let's see. In your state, Arizona, the amazing Apache trout are on their way back. It's a comeback for these trout. So that is great news. Back east in Lake Erie, they have discovered the first evidence of lake trout natural reproduction. This is unexpected. They didn't anticipate this, but they did find some fingerlings. How they found those in a net or what have you, I don't know. But what's odd about this, Don, you know Lake Erie is one of the shallowest lakes of the Great Lakes. And, you're only talking somewhere between 35 and 45 feet at their deepest point.
Yeah.
So It's amazing that these are even showing up. I don't know. Let's see. I've got in there a video on North Dakota's preview of their deer season for 2022. Looks like they're doing well up there. In new products, SK Customs has announced a stainless 1911, of course, just all kinds of engraving on it with gold plating and blah, 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 blah. It's a beautiful gun, no question about it. But the price tag is $3,200.
Nope.
Yeah, that'll get you moving. I will mention, I did put an article in the newsletter this week about what's called the Lacey Act.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, everyone in the hunting, fishing world, down to things like taxidermy, et cetera, needs to understand this law. It prohibits trade in wildlife, fish, and plants that have been illegally taken, possessed, transported, or sold. There's some nuances to this, and they've made changes to this over the years. That includes things like handling lumber. I don't know if you remember these two incidents. One was with the Gibson Guitar Company, and they were illegally importing Madagascar ebony and Indian rosewood.
Whoops.
They paid a fine of $300,000. And then the big deal, if you remember, lumber liquidators got in the news with violating the Lacey Act. They were fined $7.8 million in criminal fines, and $123 million in community service payments for illegal lumber trafficking. So this Lacey Act covers a lot of different things when it comes to illegal transfer and movement of wildlife, products, etc. Anything to do with kind of invasive species is a mindful way to look at it. That's about it. I mean, there was an article in here about the beech leaf disease that was found in southeast Michigan counties, and I don't know what to say about this other than the fact that it just destroys the trees. They're asking hunters and fishermen to pay attention to these trees and call the game and fish when they've seen something like this.
Wow.
So, there you go.
Yeah, that's right up there with the pine beetles eating the eating the west out of house and trees. Yep.
Yes, you're right. You're right. That's it on the newsletter, Don.
Okay, great job. Couple other things I want to bring your attention, folks. He's got a hook and look hula grub video out there that's pretty cool, and then a preview of the North Dakota deer season, which has got some great shots of wildlife. So, all right, good job, Doug. We will continue this next week, next week's newsletter. So, if you don't take the newsletter, sign up for Doug's handiwork at huntingfishing.com. I'm Don McDowell with
Doug Stricker.
There you go. We'll see you next week.